During our research and planning, we used sites such as UK Tribes to retrieve our information on our target audiences and different groups within it. As our target audience was identified as indie/alternative, we managed to find out from UK Tribes the different groups that will best appeal to our music video. They were creatives and scenesters. This gave us room to evaluate whether the conventions we had been researching were applicable, and we could decide how best to tailor our project to this specific group.
We asked our target audience which generic conventions make a music video likeable. We received the feedback that the indie rock genre would be popular for our target age range, as all of our participants listen to music in either of the two. When asked what their favourite music video at the current time is and why, all participants, apart from one, spoke about how the visuals represented the music and the lyrics. This was thought to be very important, and therefore we took this into consideration when creating our videos. The emotion in the song is shown through our visuals. When asked, our participants said that they thought a successful music video had aspects of both performance and narrative. This allows the visuals to stay interesting, but still allowing there to be a link between the lyrics and what is shown on screen. We followed this feedback by splitting our video into two sections. We have a strong narrative throughout, which is shown through the use of the gang. However, this is alongside the performance conducted by our band member. This conveys the idea of having both narrative and performance within one music video. We hope that this would allow our video to stay interesting and keep the audience's focus and attention.
To narrow our research even further, we looked into the likes and dislikes of music videos, specifically in the indie rock genre, and what it was that made them feel drawn to certain music videos. We found consistent results in a need for a convincing performance and a build in the video to increase the interest in the video. By collecting this research, it allowed us to learn some specific areas that we wanted to feature in our music video, a strong performance with a tense atmosphere, in order to satisfy and attract members of the indie genre.
Overall, the feedback was positive, with minor critiques that we managed to change for the final version. The group were overall impressed with the editing style we used, especially the use of overlapping that created an effective look, and it is a convention used by a variety of bands and music videos. They liked the way that Lily represented the emotion and anger, as it portrayed Goodwin's theory of the visuals representing the lyrics. As well as this, it is now evident that the editing style we used by going from slow pace to fast pace was overall effective. Having positive feedback gave us confidence for our final music video. However, we asked the group what they thought could be improved from our draft. They suggested that we refilm the exterior elements, as they didn't look as professional as the interior ones. We agreed with this feedback, as we had trouble with lighting and the actors in the first shoot, which we changed for the final project. The camera work was not as clean as the other elements of the video, and we needed to refilm the pan shots to make them fit the video more appropriately. We were advised to make the gang more aggressive, as they appeared to be quite tame even in the dramatic sections of the song. We took all this feedback on board when creating our final version and asked exterior audiences their opinions of the video. Some commented on the narrative being slightly confusing, which we amended by revealing Lily as a gang member at the start of the new video. This was useful, as it made us realise that different audiences interpret the video narrative differently, and it was easier to understand with the reveal at the start. Our audience feedback was effective, as we gained important information on how to develop our video further for our final version.
The exterior areas were commented on, and we were advised to refilm these aspects, as they needed reframing and the acting needed to be more realistic and aggressive. We were told by one teacher that our filming was too static throughout our video, so therefore we should refilm the parts with little movement. At first we didn't believe that this was necessary, however we decided to refilm the majority of the aspects with Lily while moving the camera slightly. By comparing our draft shots with our new footage, we could see that the slight movements made our video look more professional, and the overall finish was improved. Despite teachers' feedback being important and useful, the feedback gained from our target audience is more relevant, as it would allow us to know what conventions are needed for a music video to be a success within our target audience.
At the start of this project, I conducted research on my target audience's favourite type of digipack. I looked at colours and designs that proved most effective whilst looking at the distinctive digipacks that could give me inspiration. Our group created a survey to find out our audience's likes and dislikes regarding digipacks to help our research progress. It was clear from my research that the simplistic design was the most popular with very little detail and text. I decided to convey this in my design to appeal to my target audience. The audience feedback I received complimented my photography and use of images I included on my panels. The main criticism focused primarily on the back cover and position of text on my digipack. The teacher feedback I received was useful in ensuring I mediated the conventions of a digipack. I was advised to change the image on my front cover to one that was seen as more effective. I agreed with this feedback after conducting a class survey as to which image my peers and target audience preferred. I was also advised to consider the pixel I used on the black cover, and I decided to use a block colour on both my spine and back cover instead. This minimal look was preferred by my target audience as it was seen as more conventional of my genre's theme. The use of no text on my front cover was approved by my target audience as it wasn't needed and appeared more effective without. The text was on my spine instead and was again approved by my target audience. However, I was advised to attach my record label to my spine as well as the back cover to ensure branding conventions are mediated throughout my digipack. Following the improvements from my teacher and target audience survey, I was advised to move the text from the middle of my digipack to the left-hand side, as it proves to be more effective. As well as this, the legal information was advised to be neatened up and made to look more professional. I had to change the size of my barcode and record label to become more conventionally accurate. The majority of my feedback from my digipack was positive, and it was a case of resizing and swapping images to complete my design. The feedback I received from my magazine advert was again mostly positive. I was advised to neaten the edges of the model's face to make it look more professional. I was also advised to move the placing of the record label and add a Twitter address to make my magazine look more conventionally accurate. However, the rest of my feedback was positive. The use of the water conveyed the design of my digipack, and my audience felt this was appropriate as it reflected that of an original magazine advert. The exam board's expectations have been influential to an extent as I abided by the majority of audience and teacher feedback to ensure my music video and ancillary text had the best success as possible. I hope the exam board see that I followed the feedback I gained from my target audience and did my best to appeal to the indie/alternative genre.